So welcome back to another episode of the Ground Cinnamon. So in the previous episode we deboned an entire king mackerel, and so in this episode I'm going to show you one of the many techniques you can cook a fish with. So in India we really tend to overcook our fish, especially in our curries we tend to overcook it, and a king mackerel is generally used to make curries. So here I'm going to show you another technique. I'm going to bake it. And what you're going to do is bake it just right. So to accompany it, I'm going to make a Goan chutney. So the chutney is going to go underneath the fish, and it's going to be like a lovely salsa. You know, fish with salsa goes really well, and fish with this chutney, which is going to have a solid kick, a spike. It's going to be a lot of fun. And to go with it, I have a salad. It is a bulgur wheat salad. And if you want to know how to make it, I've already made it before in one of the previous episodes, and I'm going to leave a link for that in the description box below. Now, behind over there, you can see an onion being roasted on the gas directly, and I'll explain all of that in a bit. To start off, to get out of the way, the first thing you want to get out of the way is the fish. So here is the fish we cut out in the previous episode. Now, there are so many things we can do to this. We can poach it, we can bake it, we can even grill it, lots of things. So today we're going to bake it. The first thing we're going to do is season it. So a healthy pinch of salt on both sides, and also some pepper. Now, because it's going to be baked, you want to give it a nice drizzle of oil, and this is simple vegetable oil. Don't use olive oil, it will burn in the oven and it's not going to taste really nice. So you want to spread that oil nicely, give it a dab on both sides, and you want an oven which is preheated at 160 degrees Celsius. Now there is another technique which is far more exciting. It is my favorite, and that is when you make a crispy skin. So this will go on a very hot cast iron pan, and it'll stay on it for about 30 to 40 seconds, after which the whole pan goes into the oven at 160 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 12 minutes. Now 10 to 12 minutes, depending on the size of your fish, might not be enough. You're going to be the judge of it. The way to judge it is when you press the fish on its sides. It should be firm, but there should be a little bit of a giveaway. It should be slightly soft, and you know what I'm talking about. Now, to place it in the oven, here I have a bake-proof sheet, which I've covered with aluminium foil. If you have parchment, it's going to be so much better, but we have our limitations here. So aluminium foil, a lot of you might not be comfortable cooking with aluminium foil. Use parchment. In that case, use butter paper. So this, we're going to set it off, and we'll get back to this in about 10 to 12 minutes. So here I am caramelizing the onion. So what you want is a little bit of these sugars to come out. You can see that over there, and this has a little life left in it. I want the sugars to come out of every layer, so I'm going to keep it on for a bit. And remember, when you're going to use it, of course you're going to remove the outer layer. In the meantime, I'm going to show you the ingredients for the other ingredients for the chutney. Now this chutney is extremely simple. There is no cooking except the onion, and a lot of times people skip that step. What you can also do is saute some onions real quick, but it's not going to be as smoky. It's not going to give that oomph aftertaste. So here in a blender, straight in a blender, you want to go with half a cup of coconut, half a cup of coriander. The volume has to be identical. Half a cup of coconut, half a cup of coriander. You want a few chilies. I think these are a little too much. I'm going to go with maybe 3.5. I'm going to keep this aside. You want to break them a little like that. Along with that, you want some aromatics. So for the aromatics, we have some untoasted cumin seeds. So this is 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, a few cloves of garlic. This is about 5. This is juice of 1 lemon. So what differentiates this Goan chutney from a regular chutney is the added sourness. So in general, really it depends on community to community. Some people add tamarind, about a marble sized tamarind, or you can use vinegar. So I'm using coconut vinegar. You can use synthetic vinegar also, or just go with tamarind. So this is a tablespoon and a half of coconut vinegar. Now for some balance, whenever you add vinegar, you want to balance it out with some sugar. If not, it's going to be so sharp, you're not going to really like it. And some turmeric. So look at that. The onion has released most of its sugar. So I'm going to get rid of the outer layer. The blender will explode. Whenever you're blending something green, something that has chlorophyll in it, if you blend it, it is going to lose color because the blender tends to heat up and it's going to turn brown. So an easy way to avoid that is to use some ice cubes. You also need to add a little water. Here I've taken about 6 ice cubes and it will come together pretty well. Look at that. And that is going to make our fish just so good. Now all we're going to do is wait for the fish to get completely cooked and get serving. So the fish is cooked, and let me try and show you what cooked just right means. So I pulled the fish out after about 10 minutes because I thought it was perfectly cooked. And I mean perfectly cooked, it means this. So when you press it, it is not soft. It's definitely not soft. The protein is firm, but there is a little bit of sponginess, very mild sponginess on both, which means it's cooked just right. Any more and it would be overcooked. Let's get serving. So to go with the fish, I have made a bulgur wheat salad. There you have it. The recipe, I'm going to leave a link in the description box below. So you want to give yourself a nice portion of salad. So you want to place your fish over there. You want to go a little nappe. Look at that. That is going to be a lot of fun. You want to add a little more color? You can add a little bit of a lemon twirl. And this is going to be a great dinner. A healthy and a great dinner. So that is how you bake a fish. And again, for the recipe for the bulgur wheat salad, there is a link in the description box below. I hope you liked this recipe. Up next, I'm going to make an authentic curry. This is how we make it at home, the curry that I'm going to show you. And again, I'm going to use the very same kingfish that I deboned. Until then, do try this recipe at home. It has a lot of kick, it has a lot of flavor, and it is extremely healthy. Do try it. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe. Again, love you loads.